Boston Connor answered the phone, and he asked me what I wanted to ask Pat. And when I told him, he starts laughing. And he goes, "All right, stay on hold until we get to that segment." But my question was, I said, "Is it too early? Is it too early to wish COVID on Drake Jones?"
Oh, God.
Here we go. Hey, hold my beer.
And now,
Undead, is that a band?
Yeah, Hollywood Undead.
I've never heard of them.
You know that song where everywhere I go, bitches always know that Charlie Sheen has got a weenie that he loves to show. You ever heard that
I
song?
might get copyrighted now. No, I've never heard it.
Yeah, I think it like A1 just now. So
A1. Yeah. No, Jordan's been on. He should be on, but Josh is in the middle of moving to Florida. And he actually just got, he said they found a place. I talked to him today.
Mm-hmm.
They just found a place, and he is moving this Friday. So
Nice.
Sabrina and Dave are leaving Thursday.
Yeah, they told me. They told me
Are they packing shit?
they did that when they first got there.
No, I'm saying like the stuff that I moved into their like little sitting area. They moving that out too.
No, that stays.
Oh, that's good. I don't want to move that again.
It was heavy, I heard.
It wasn't that bad. Like I thought it was going to be a lot more shit.
Really?
Yeah. So I was like, noon. Let me wake up.
Mm.
Please. Let me get a little blood flow going.
They should have just waited for me to do it on Sunday.
We did it on Sunday.
Yeah, on Saturday.
No, we did it on Sunday because they had to take it back Monday. I was supposed to do it Saturday, but he said no because they got in late.
Oh.
So I came over Saturday at noon because you guys had the Leavenworth show.
Oh, yep.
So, and that's why I was there at noon. I think it was like noon on Sunday. But no. When are you going to get on a Bump and Chops episode?
I don't know.
You ready for Red's Redemption?
Look, we've seen a video.
A video?
The video of the kiss.
Oh,
I have
hot take?
I have the video. You want to watch it? Not live. You want to watch it? Just me and you?
Yeah,
Let's
I want to
do
see
it.
this. Is this going to definitively say like who kissed who?
You make that decision.
I'll do it with I won't say anything. I'll just be like, I'll leave it for this week's episode of Bumping Chops.
Where is the video?
How's that? And we have that podcast coming on as our guest. The team same name.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, they're coming on as the guest.
Oh, that's awesome.
I don't know if it's her and her husband or if it's just her, but yeah.
What is the video?
I felt naked without a hat. But while you're doing that, we just got over the last show, and while we were there, you had a chicken place. Well, was it something hot chicken?
It's Chuck's Hot Chicken.
Chuck's Hot Chicken, and it's only in Wichita. It's just a small.
I have no
company.
idea, but it's this little like shack. It's
bring
a
that
shack.
closer.
You have to walk up to one window and you order like a snow cone machine, like a snow cone place, but it's built into like a building, and there's another building right next to it. You walk up to one window and order, and then you go to the next window to get your food.
Almost like the fair setup, or like a carnival.
Mm-hmm. And it's got like an outdoor eating area. Oh, best chicken ever! And their French fries are great.
French fries are. I'm going to say this: French fries were okay. They were good.
Oh, they're great. And the ranch. Their ranch is super good.
I like restaurant ranch just because it's homemade.
Mm-hmm.
Like I like homemade, like buttermilk. Like you take buttermilk, the mayo, and the packet.
Are you ready to see this video?
Yes, I want to see it.
Ready? Watch one more time. You gotta watch both of them separately.
Have you shown BJ this?
Oh yeah, BJ seen it.
What'd he say?
He's just mad at me because I was just messing with him.
Well, I asked him, I was like, is there evidence of who kissed who? And he said, yes.
Yeah, there's evidence.
There's 100% evidence.
You've seen it. You've seen it live. And that is just a video from a phone
Yeah, and that's like not a good angle, but it's an angle to give you questions.
That video
That video raises questions.
that video is just of the recorded videos, and we don't have the solid footage.
Oh, that's
just
you
a video
recording it.
That's just a video of the video. So that's a video of a video. So you have a weird, awkward angle. But when we get the actual video,
Who has the actual video?
the camera guy, Brett has it.
Oh man, that's dangerous right there.
He's got it. He's got it. That's how I got it.
That's questionable. But anyways, Chuck's Hot Chicken.
Oh, great.
Chuck's Hot Chicken. Okay. I want to say it was like 2, maybe 3 episodes ago. Josh and I did. We went over. I think it was USA or either USA Today or the New York Times dropped a top 10 best restaurant. Top 10 restaurant. And it is embarrassing. As an American who loves food, like it's one of the most embarrassing top 10. Like, name a restaurant that you think would be on a top 10 list. Okay.
Top 10, like
a top 10
a
list.
chain restaurant?
Chain restaurants. Not like
steakhouse.
Not on there. Okay. Think, I guess, more inside the box.
Outback Steakhouse.
No, not even on there. Not even, I don't even think any, no steakhouses are on here. 0.
Hook and Reel.
Well, Hook and Reel isn't a chain.
Okay. Red Lobster.
Nope. There is Josh said that he's heard of this place because I've never heard of it. Captain D's. It's apparently like Long John Silver's, and they have them in Missouri.
Never
and
heard
other
of it.
places. Okay. Del Taco.
What the hell's that?
It's in California. KFC.
No, these are fast foods.
Yeah, that's chain. Fast food is chain. Fast food chain restaurants.
Fast food.
Yes, not sit down.
Oh,
I guess, none of them are sit down.
Popeyes should be there, not KFC.
Popeyes is on there, but not like it's KFC. Okay, and I don't know if it's 1 through 10, like number 1 is number 1, but 1 through 10 is Del Taco.
White Castle's probably on there.
Nope. KFC is number 2 on this list. Number 3 is Chick-fil-A. I think Chick-fil-A is one of the most overrated restaurants.
I don't like
out there.
Chick-fil-A.
I think their sandwiches are below average.
I don't like KFC.
It's
I
soggy.
don't like Chick-fil-A. It's like I'm fat. All right, I don't want a little bit chicken sandwich this big that I'm paying
I want a
$12
Popeyes
for.
chicken
I
sandwich.
want a chicken sandwich, man. I want like.
I looked that up at the hot chicken. They have chicken sandwiches like Popeyes.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, the hot chicken place is good.
In and Out. Never been there. I can't. I mean,
but
everybody
everybody
talks
says
about
it's the greatest. So.
Hardee's.
Hardee's should be on there if we're talking about fast food.
But they're not. I haven't seen a Hardee's since they closed them all in Wichita. They don't have any of them.
There's one in McPherson.
Are they still open?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's called something else, but it's the same chain.
Carl's Jr.
Yeah.
Okay,
It's the same restaurant.
But what I'm saying is like Hardee's is. I don't think Hardee's is there anymore, and it's still in the top 10. This is as of like a month ago.
It's still around.
Captain D's, which is like our Long John Silver's.
Yeah.
Taco Bell. Taco Bell, I say deserves to be on the list because it has the most affordable like dollar menu type setting. Like McDonald's got rid of their dollar menu. Like you gotta have at least a good like for a baller on a budget. Give me a dollar menu.
No, Taco Bell should not be on that list.
I like Taco Bell. The Doritos Locos Taco.
It's all right.
I tear it up. I'll tear it up before Del Taco.
You don't know what Del Taco is?
Josh said that it's okay.
It's probably better than Taco Bell.
I don't know. Taco Bell's got pretty
Fiesta Grande in town?
okay. Yeah, but that can't be on this list.
Oh, dude, those are good.
Popeyes is number 8. You've probably never heard of this one, but I have because it's down south. Zaxby's.
Nope, never heard of
Okay,
it.
that's like in Georgia, Alabama, and all that stuff. It's pretty good. But that's 3 massive chicken places on this list. KFC, Popeyes, and Zaxby's are all chicken places. Chick-fil-A is blah. Like,
No, not for me.
And then number 10, Arby's.
I think Arby's deserves to be on there before Taco Bell.
That list is just shit.
It is.
Okay?
It's garbage.
If you could put any list together, like chicken places, like would you put that place on a chicken list
What?
for best chicken places or just best food?
Who?
That Carl's
Chuck's?
Chuck's Hot Chicken.
Chuck's best chicken places.
Best chicken place you've ever eaten at in your entire life.
Number 2.
What's number 1?
Number 2 is Chicken Express in Pampa, Texas. And I think it's a chain, but it's a chain
Chicken Express. Is it like Chicken Max?
I don't know.
Like Wichita has a place called Chicken Max, I think.
Bro, Chicken Express is good. It's got red letters and a yellow square logo, and it says chicken on one side and then like a chicken over here.
Is this like an El Pollo, like a from Breaking Bad type stuff?
Bro, this place looks like run down but dude, it is
Hole in the
so
Wall
good.
restaurants always taste better.
Oh, it is, and I'm pretty sure it's a chain restaurant. I just don't know where it's all
Texas.
out. But Chicken Express, that's number one chicken place.
But well,
Chuck's
the reason why I'm mad is because like if I'm gonna choose a restaurant, like there's what 2 of those on that list, well 3 if you can't talk about 3 on that list in town outside of KFC. That KFC here I refuse to eat at.
Why?
It's just garbage.
I like KFC here.
Oh, I can't stand it.
I mean, I wouldn't.
Wichita, I will go to Wichita and go to Popeyes before I go to KFC here.
I eat KFC.
That's a 55-minute drive, huh?
I think I eat KFC a lot.
Over Popeye? Like, would you choose KFC over Popeye?
Hell no.
That's what I'm saying, though. Like,
but I don't have a Popeye.
If I choose,
I think we're supposed to be.
We're getting one. So, like, KFC should be gone. Like,
yeah,
get out of here.
It's done for.
But we're also getting another one that I thought there should have been at least a pizza place on there, like Old Chicago. Dude, Old Chicago's fire.
Gambino's going. It's going franchise.
They're going franchise. They're not franchise yet. But Gambino, I like Godfather's. Godfather should still be here.
There was a place that I had in Kansas City. What is it called?
Old Chicago's Italian nachos. Have you ever had those?
Mm-mm.
Dude. Oof.
Dang, I was in Kansas City a few months ago, and I had this pizza place that was so good.
And it was just in Kansas City. Like
No. I think it's a chain.
But you've only had it in Kansas City.
Yeah, that was when I had it.
I don't know. And it's like massively known?
As far as I know. What is it called?
I just had pizza at that.
It was like inside of a freaking gas station.
Like Hunt's? Or was it they have one in Wichita that's in a gas station in a quick shop. It is some good ass pizza. Like they send it through like a heater or some shit to warm it up, and it comes out tasting like it was just freshly baked. I was like, whoa.
Yeah, I don't know what that pizza place is. That place was good. That place was really
let's
good.
Ask Google. Pizza place in Wichita in quick shop. S Barrow?
No.
Okay, because that is S Barrow is the one that
I think it's Godfather's.
Yeah, Godfather's is in Love's.
Yeah, I think that's what it is.
Godfather's is in Love's, like truck stops and some of their smaller gas stations.
But that pizza was good.
That's what I'm saying. And back when me, Josh, and Jordan were all playing football on game days, it was $2 buffets. All you can eat pizza, all you can eat salad
For $2.
for $2.
Bro, I miss a Pizza Hut buffet.
Pizza buffet, Ken's is pretty good.
Ken's is really good.
Ken's is underrated.
And they got like the best
Ken's
ranch.
is underrated. Oh yeah, hands down. Their salads are fire.
Their ranch, dude.
There's something about those croutons on those sandwiches.
Oh my gosh,
they're tiny.
You know those little like
We are
bread
definitely
bites?
fat right now.
Yeah, we're fat. That's fine. I'll be fat. You know those little breadsticks that they have? They're like
I'm not a fan of the breadsticks because like some like in this they either put too much garlic on there or something. No, it like messes with my like taste buds.
Dude, it is so good. I don't give a damn. Those little breadsticks.
They don't beat those things from Little Caesars with the pepperoni rolls.
Oh my gosh, BJ loves those.
Dude, they're good. I just had them like the weekend that Josh was here.
I would much rather eat the damn pizza.
The pizza's average, well below average.
Not if you get the sauces.
See, I don't like their sauces. Like I hate how their marinara is served at room temperature. Heat that shit up.
No, not marinara. I'm talking about the buffalo ranch.
See, I do like their wings. They get their buffalo mixed with their garlic parmesan all together. And
dude, their wings are good.
Bro.
I think I'm the one that told you about those wings.
No, I had them
on a podcast. Remember, I was eating them on a podcast one time, and then you went and got them.
No, I've been eating those since before I got married.
The
Little Caesars wings.
Oh, really?
But I've been mixing them with the buffalo garlic parm together.
Little Caesars wings are delicious.
They're underrated.
The whole
I mean, you don't get very much meat on them, and I'm being picky for a guy who probably shouldn't be worrying about like how much food is on his plate. But what are you doing now? Natty Light or Natter Day. But where was I going with that? Oh no, I shouldn't be worried about it. But like the way that comes off the bone versus like I think Buffalo Wild Wings is overrated for like the way that their wings are prepared. Like extra crispy, I'll take it. But if you just get their plain Jane wings without saying that, it's not going to taste the same.
No, you always get them extra
Hooters
crispy.
has the best wings on the planet,
Oh, that's a fact.
but they have 3 Mile Island Hooters.
There's no Hooters anywhere near us.
Kansas City's the closest one.
That's crazy.
Or Amarillo. Well, Amarillo's what, 5 hours from here?
Yeah.
6 hours?
I think it's 5.
It's 4
5.5
from
maybe.
here to Guyman, 2 hours from Guyman to Amarillo. So about
3
6.
here to Guyman, right?
4.
I'm pretty sure it's a 5-hour trip.
3 hours, 53 minutes.
Made that trip a lot, huh? The last time I made that trip to Guyman from Hutch, I rode with Dave in the semi.
Took 54 the whole way.
And he drove me and dropped me off there because he was already going that way.
It's such a boring drive. It is arguably.
You go through Liberal?
Yeah. Take
Okay.
54 all
so
the way down.
if you go to Liberal to Guyman, then you're going to have if you go that direction, it'll take you longer to get to Amarillo. There's a back roads that BJ takes, and then we can get there in 5 to Amarillo.
Okay, so it's an hour less. But he also, the last time I went with him, he was hauling ass.
Not normally. He normally only goes like 4 or 5
Philip
over.
was going crazy speeds.
The last time I rode with you to Amarillo, I got maced.
I think did you ride with us or did we pick you up halfway through? Or did you ride all the way down?
I rode all the way down.
I don't remember you there, but I do remember
you
spraying.
maced me.
It was was it OC or pepper spray that I sprayed into Philip's radio?
Yeah, dude, that sucked. That sucked so bad.
Well, the last thing on food. Thinking of food, what is something that's always in your house that you snack on, food, or that you like go to? In a world filled with imitations, there's one name that stands out above all the rest. Rage Beef Jerky, a small batch jerky company that sets the standard for what it means to be 100% grade A quality beef.
Rage Beef Jerky is the self-proclaimed world's best beef jerky. But just because it's self-proclaimed doesn't mean it's not true.
Rage Beef Jerky is made right here in the USA. It can be found in 5 states across 400 plus locations ranging from Kansas, Nebraska, Oklahoma, Missouri, and Arkansas.
But if you're not near those states, all you've got to do is visit www.ragebeefjerky.com and you could choose from any of the 6 flavors that they got of jerky or beef sticks. They got both now. They're really good. The flavors are original, teriyaki, hot, cracked pepper, sweet, and spicy, or you can go with my all-time favorite, which is bacon jalapeno. Chef's kiss.
Rage Beef Jerky has given our listeners the opportunity to save 15% off their order. At checkout, use promo code CHUBBY, that's CHUBBY, and save 15% off your order. Don't let your taste buds suffer through any more mystery meat products. Visit www.ragebeefjerky.com and let your taste buds rage.
Get your jerky on.
Because I say this because after
Like recently or like all time?
recently. So like say that you're always going to Wichita, right? You would rather have that chicken place if you could get that every time, right?
Uh-huh.
Okay, so when I go to Wichita, my number one place to go to is probably Chipotle. I love Chipotle.
Qdoba is so much better than Chipotle.
I think it's bland. I refuse to go to Qdoba.
It's so much better than
Trash.
Chipotle.
Trash.
No, it's way better than Chipotle, dude.
Trash.
You're crazy.
Dude, there's nothing better than a fresh steak bowl from Chipotle over Qdoba. Qdoba is the most blandest shit I've ever had.
Okay, but we're talking about something that. So you want to know like what fast food place I'm?
No,
going to?
anything. It's so like it could be like you could have like I don't know, like there's a cookie place in Wichita that's pretty good too. Have you been to Crumble,
Mm-mm.
bro?
I don't eat cookies.
That
I'm not
shit-
really into that much sweet stuff.
Dude, that shit will give me diabetes. You have no idea. These cookies are like this big, and they're like cake cookies. Like they're cakey.
Something that I know what it is.
Is it sweet?
No.
Wings?
Something that's like always in my house that I want.
Not beer.
I mean, that's always there. Primal beef jerky.
Mm.
Primal beef jerky.
Oh, shout out Primal. They just got notice about the Goo Goo Dolls. I don't know if you saw this. The Goo Goo Dolls told the state fair that they want local beef jerky sold at their show. So Primal's going to be the headline jerky sold at the show.
Hell yeah.
That's pretty dope.
Yeah. Shout out to them. 'Cause
I wonder if they had any like contact with him. Like Bo had contact with the Goo Goo Dolls like producer or something.
I'm gonna assume it was a manager talking to
That'd
the
be
fair,
dope, though.
and then
That
the
would be dope,
fair
though.
getting a hold of them.
That's crap. But Josh, did you see what Josh posted? He shared Bo's post on Facebook, and then he put down 2 songs. He said, "I would love to get serenaded while eating Primal to one of the Goo Goo Doll songs," and then the second song that he listed on there wasn't a Goo Goo Doll song. And then Bo goes, "I believe that's a Dave Matthews song."
Josh.
And then Josh goes, "I'm an idiot." It was "Crash Into Me" is what he said. "Crash Into Me." I was like, that doesn't even sound like a Goo Goo Doll song. And I mean, I've heard Dave Matthews, but I couldn't have told you that's what it was.
That's hilarious. Poor Josh.
It was just funny.
And
But
it had to be public. Like, that sucks for Josh.
Like, at least delete it. Go in there and edit it. He had full capabilities of editing it, but like he wasn't doing it. But I give props to him though.
I mean, you gotta admit your mistakes.
I think he did that by
And it's Josh, so like it's funny, you know?
Oh, it's hilarious. Especially
And he's not gonna take away some funny for somebody else. If we can laugh about it, why would Josh take it away from us? You know?
And Bo, I don't even think Bo, like, he didn't do. He goes, "That's not Goo Goo Dolls. That's Dave Matthews." I didn't think Bo was a Dave Matthews fan.
Maybe he's not. Maybe he just knows a song.
I don't think I could tell you one song from
I don't
Dave
even know
Matthews.
who that is.
Dave Matthews?
No idea.
I'm trying to think of one song. He's been in Adam Sandler movies, like Just Go With It. Have you ever seen that?
We have to look up Dave Matthews' -- song.
Shit. I know. It's pick. I think it's pick it up.
Crash Into Me.
Crash Into Me is their #1 song.
The Dave Matthews Band?
Yeah.
Crash Into Me has 226,730,000 plays. Their next highest played song is Ants Marching with 97 million.
What the hell is Ants? That just sounds like a kids group. The space. The space. Okay, I've heard that. Space Between Ants Marching.
But look at the difference in plays in Crash Into Me. Now I need to know what the song is.
By over 200 million almost. Don't play it on here. We'll get copyright infringements. But
I gotta look it up.
There's one that was like Pick It Up or something like that. It's like Pick It. I don't know. It's been way too long. It's like Pick It Up. See if there's a song called Pick Up. Pick Up Dave Matthews. But he's like a folk type of singer. It's not like it's like acoustic music. It's nothing like metal or anything like that.
That's probably what I don't know.
They didn't get popular probably till the 90s. I'm guessing. I used to watch them, I think, on VH1. Huh? Pick It?
Pick It?
No. It's like Pick Something. But either way, like Dave Matthews is like, I couldn't have told you what song.
That's crazy.
Dave Matthews. Pick Me Up. Pick Me Up. I don't know. Pick Me Up. Whatever. Either way, shout out to Primal.
Yeah.
Or Rage. My bad. Rage.
Oh, I said
Not
Primal too.
You
Rage.
fucked me up. It's Rage Beef Jerky.
Rage Beef Jerky.
Yeah.
Wait, I think I had a bag of jerky that said Primal the other day.
I think they still have some. I think they still have some older ones, like at the liquor store, still floating around with.
No, I'm pretty
Primal
sure you know that.
Or Dick's.
You know that liquor store on 4th Street, right?
Carruthers.
Yeah,
Right
the
next
quick
to the
shop.
The gas station Dick's.
That's what it's called.
Yeah,
that's where I got it from, and I'm pretty sure it still said Primal on it.
I think that they have some older bags floating around at like the gas stations and then a couple of liquor stores, because they sell like all the liquor stores here. They sell at Smith's Market, that gas station. Yeah, Jordan always had the joke that like they should buy the liquor store and call it Dick Liquor, because it's Dick's. Because the guy that owns it, his last name is Dick.
I thought he owned both of them.
No, Carruthers is owned by they used to be the Carruthers family, and then he died. Barb's Bell Bonds, that was her ex-husband.
Oh,
yeah, pretty wild. Nobody knows about that, so that's boring. That's boring topics. Why don't we get into HCW though? Okay, I would. And I'm only going to make a statement. I'm not going to go into detail because I think that should be left for bumping chops. Would you agree?
Yeah, I agree.
Like, to go into detail. Like, I'm going to say this. That was the best show that he's put on so far.
Yeah, it was my favorite. I've said that a couple times to a couple people. That card was probably the best card.
Do you think it was the card, or do you think it was the card or the way that he, lined it up? Like, not necessarily the people that were on it, but how they came out. Like, in the event of which everything happened in. So the timeline, not just who is on it, but also like when it happened, the timing.
All the timing was good. Me and him had sat down and was talking about it, and he was struggling of how to put that card together, and then
we already knew the VIP was already going to be what it was 2 days before.
Mm-hmm. But like he himself was struggling in his own head, like how was he going to structure this card? And it's like he was sitting there, and I think I was pushing to play dominoes or something, and he was trying to work, and I'm like, no, let's play dominoes. He's like, I gotta figure this out, right? And then it like came to him all of a sudden, and he just wrote it all down out of nowhere. He just wrote it all down,
like the day before.
Worked. No, it was like a couple weeks, maybe a week before. Because we had
you had some changes.
Yeah,
like the VIP changed like 2 days before. I don't know.
Maybe it was 2 days before then. But anyways, the way he structured it turned out perfectly. There was so many surprises that was like.
Okay, so, and I'm not going to give details about like the matches themselves, but the loudest pop I heard was at that show from like for an individual. Like ACFC always gets a pop. Agreed? Yeah. Okay. The loudest I've ever heard somebody get for one wrestler coming out from behind the curtain, Kit Reaver. That was the loudest I've ever heard a crowd get. The dude that came out in the Wolverine mask.
Oh, yeah.
That was the wildest shit. Like, and he was like, it was almost like doing some Magic Mike type shit, like getting up on the tables.
He always does that.
I've never seen him wrestle though.
You've never seen Kit Reaver?
No.
Oh, he always.
That's what I'm saying. Like, that's why I've never heard.
If you go look at footage,
that's what BJ told me to do.
But if you could go look at footage from that particular show, right before he came out, I was sitting right behind Raiden. Right? And I was like, hey, behind Kendra. I said, move your drinks to the back side of the table because there's no telling what he's about to do. And she's like, and I was like, just move your drinks back. And then he skipped our table and jumped on the table next to him. It was hilarious.
It sort of reminded me of like a movie that I saw of a dude that came out, like, he had the, like, it wasn't the Wolverine mask, but it was like the same type of setup, but it was like, I don't know what it was. I don't know if it's his body type because he's not necessarily too big, but he's also not small, but he comes out like he plays like somebody who would wear a wild mask like that, like really well. It's like,
yeah, Kit Reaver is.
Would you say that was the loudest that somebody got for one person coming out besides Ray Leon? Besides Ray,
okay.
Besides Ray, I'm saying Ray just recently started getting pops for like positive pops. Mm-hmm. Let's just say that positive pops.
The loudest I've heard anybody be is against Dick Richards.
Against Dick Richards,
yeah, when they're booing him.
Yeah, but that's a boo. But that's booze. But I'm saying like for somebody being coming out and everybody was happy about. Because just recently, like last show that Ray, like when I told everybody, do you think
it was actually Kit, or do you think it was?
I don't know if it was him or if it was what he was doing. Like, whatever. If it was what he was doing, then hats off to him. I just don't. I don't know. I've never seen him wrestle. That's why
Kit always gets a pop. He always gets a crowd going. But I'm saying,
and it was his HCW Wichita debut.
Mm-hmm.
So,
but as far as like big pops that I think I've seen, I think the biggest pops that I've seen have been for
closer a little bit, or bring it to you.
The biggest pops I think I've seen are what's his name?
And then Hank and Dan, of course, always gets the shitty boos.
Yeah.
Like, dude, they hated him even like. And I don't know if you agree with what I said to Billy on here on Bumping Shops. I still to this day still say that he's the most hated man in the organization.
No, it's definitely Dick Richards.
Dick is put up with though. They just don't want to hear him talk. Like they tolerate him. But when he comes out, like they want him gone. Like everybody wants Dan gone.
Dan's up there, and what's his name? Who did Handgun Dan wrestle? That's who it is. Jose. I think he's got the biggest pop we've seen so far.
McLean Dutch did pretty good too. Like his pop was really good, like, especially with Texas versus Kansas.
Yeah, I think that
was pretty loud. But and then Heidi, like she just came out of nowhere. Like Billy, like he said that he had planned on her being a heel and can't do it now. Everybody loves her.
That doesn't work.
And then there's one other person that I will also say that got loud, like since I've been there since day one of Wichita. The loudest pop in Wichita, for Wichita specifically, Stormy. Everybody loved Stormy until just recently.
Yeah.
And now they all hate her. Like Dick Richards hate. That level.
Yeah, it's up there. They're not.
Like they could be a team. Dick Richards, Dan, and Stormy. They could all be on a fucking team. And like it would be the loudest room in America at that point.
I don't know. The chunk of violence.
Yeah, but they're part of Dick though. They're attached to Dick somehow, whether it be by the hip or whatever. Like
that whole entire group is.
Yeah, the Empire is
I think some of the biggest boos have been when Dick Richards is giving Hector the chain or whatever the
Or if
case
he's
may
trying to
be for him to
talk.
cheat when they're getting Hector to cheat out there.
Yeah.
And it's
Or
always
if
influenced
he's
by,
trying
it
to
seems
talk,
like
they
Dick
don't allow
Richards.
him to talk on the mic. Like that's like that's what I'm saying. Like he's out there, but like the goal for the crowd isn't to get him out of there. It's for them to be louder than him on the mics, where he can't be heard by anybody.
Yeah, it's almost like NWO Hulk Hogan type. Don't talk. We don't want to hear you.
Yeah.
We don't want to hear you. And for our group to be so small and still shutting him up.
I don't know if you guys have numbers. Like it felt like the noise level felt like it was like 400 or 500 people. That's
Really?
how loud it was. Well, but that's also, I don't think a show's been that, like they've been loud, but not that loud.
They just seem to get louder and louder every show.
That one was like the loudest. But like I said, though, like he put them on a roller coaster. So they were all pissed. Like they hated Billy just without knowing it. Like they were just like, fuck this dude. Like they were going down this roller coaster as they were going down. And then finally it picked up for him a little bit. That's what
like,
it did. It was like, literally the
hate you. Okay, you're okay.
It was like having the dream of falling off a building and then you barely wake up, and like that's where it started going.
Imagine if Dutch McClain lost the Kansas versus Texas match. Billy would have been.
It probably been booed out of Wichita.
that would have been a situation there.
And I
luckily Dutch McClain was able to.
Yeah, but I don't even know if it's the fact that it was Kansas. I think it would probably been Kansas versus any state at that point. Like it could have been Kansas versus Nebraska.
I don't know. Texas makes it so much worse.
Well, I think Kane made it worse. Like Kane.
They don't like Kane.
No, well, I mean, he came in like to be heard like from the get go. What is this? Probably his 4th, 5th show at HCW,
something like that. And I remember the first show.
I remember his first show.
I don't remember who
he wrestled that night and lost, and then he came out. It wasn't Dutch.
I think his first match was against Chris Vale.
Yeah, it was Chris. Was it Chris Vale?
Yeah, I think
it was Chris Vale. But then he came out and interfered in a match. Or no, at the end of the match after somebody lost, he got into the ring and like hit him again with a chair. Who was that?
Dutch.
Was that Dutch?
I think so.
Was it?
I think he's only wrestled Dutch and
Chris, and then he did he had another.
I think he's only wrestled Dutch and Chris.
No, he did Chance too. He wrestled Chance for the Independence Championship, didn't he?
You're right.
Yeah, he wrestled Chance for the Independence Championship.
I think Dutch came out.
Yeah, Dutch came out at the end after he lost. He didn't interfere because Chance has won all of his like free or fair.
Yeah, I don't know.
Still, Chance is still undefeated in H. He's never lost a one-on-one match.
It's crazy.
I mean,
he's on fire.
How many people are like that though in HCW? Like him, there's got to be more, right? Or is it pretty spread out? Like nobody else has like anywhere close. But he also wrestles every show too.
Yeah, I don't think anybody else is
like that's like 13-0, 14-0.
All right, he needs to lose. We got to get him a better opponent.
I didn't say it; he did. But all I'm saying is that that's probably the loudest show that. But I've also never been to many live shows like that outside of me working with HCW.
Yeah, me either.
Well, you did. You didn't go to a lot of Amarillo ones. They got loud
when I was
there.
a kid.
They got loud there, but like I think the room prevented it from like sounding loud. If that makes sense. Like it was very well. Like the ambiance was pretty good
In Amarillo.
Yeah,
Back
like it's carpeted. The floor was carpeted, wasn't it?
No, they were in a gym.
No, this was like an old. It looked like an old like boxing hall.
The ones that I went to were all in a gym.
Like the very first, the place I remember, did they have like a staircase that went like?
I never went there. The only ones I ever went to was at a gym, and it was
a gym, like a gymnasium, like that.
It was an old school.
It did not look like that. This was like old school, and they had like an office loft above, and you could see like the windows up there. Then they had like the Eddie Guerrero flags and the Palmilla flags for all the military and all that stuff. Yeah, this was back when we took that road trip.
I didn't go to that show.
You just said I sprayed you with pepper spray.
I know you sprayed me with pepper spray, but I didn't go to that show.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't remember it being a gym. Like, the floor did not seem.
So something's wrong.
I don't know.
I don't know how. I don't. I might not have the memory.
I'll have to ask Billy.
The only other show I remember was at the Pink Flamingo.
The Pink Flamingo?
It was a bar.
Yeah,
it was the craziest match I ever seen.
The craziest match you've ever seen.
It was Prince Philip versus Blade versus Violent V versus Dark Slayer. Ask Billy about it on Bumping Chops.
You have to make me a note for it because I'll probably forget that question specifically. Just
Ask
say
him, just
say
ask
the
him.
Pink Flamingo match.
Yep.
And he'll know what I'm talking
Oh,
about.
yeah.
Okay.
100%.
See, the show that I'm talking about, and I was trying to ask Billy who this guy was because the guy that was there, he wasn't in this persona, but one of his personas was the gay blazer. And he was like one of the main guys there. And I think his dad was helping run like the show and stuff. This was that long ago, like 2005.
What was the show? What was the company called? If it was Top of Texas,
he said it could have been Top of Texas, but it had that guy that's known for his chops there. He was there. The one that just causes people to bleed the second he chops them.
Ow.
You really don't know? Oh, I figured you'd know more than me. But anyway, that's HUW. But make sure you're following them on Patreon, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. They've got every social besides what? Maybe.
I think we got them all.
Got them all. So follow them on
all the big ones anyway.
At Patreon. Actually, all of them are at HUW Live 23. Patreon's $5. You get all exclusive events and anything special. So if they ever decide to do special like podcast episodes, then you'll get that free. But that's HUW. Sports is wild. We haven't even got started with the NFL yet. That's this week. That's week 1 is Thursday.
If we're talking about like UFC, what are we talking about?
NFL. I'm saying NFL, like the stuff like the highest paid wide receiver happened this week. Highest paid wide receiver happened this week.
Which is crazy to me because I don't think he's the best.
I'm not saying that he's okay. So this is why I find this funny. Okay, so Jerry Jones. I don't know. Let's see if I saved it. Oh shit! I think I hit a button. Hopefully I didn't stop it. But I saved a post that I wanted to touch base with Josh about when he was on, or if he was ever going to be on. But since you're here, I'll be able to find a better person because you're a Cowboys fan also.
Yeah.
For NFC. Okay. Jerry Jones was asked about his GM job, like him running the stuff, and why he doesn't find somebody else, or will he find somebody else? And his statement was, "Hell no. There's nobody that could fucking come in. There's nobody that could come in here and be a better GM." Hold on. The reason I don't let somebody else be the GM is because I don't have anybody that I will let do it to actually do it right. I've only done it all, so I have an ordinate amount of confidence that I fucking, if anybody can figure it out, how to get this shit done, I can figure it out how to get it done. Now, this is my remarks to that. If that were true, or the only way that you're able to say this is if this is 1999 or 2000. Not 32 years later after your last Super Bowl. Okay, you've owned the team since 1990, I think, and your last Super Bowl was 96. I would argue that half the team that you had leading up to that Super Bowl wasn't even your team. It was the previous GM and owner's team. So I can't say that you're doing a good job at all. I think he's doing the worst job as a GM. Bill Belichick has a better resume than him.
Bill Belichick was a really good GM.
Was he a good GM and a good head coach? But then you have Pete Carroll. Pete Carroll could do a better job than fucking Jerry Jones.
As a GM?
Yeah, Pete Carroll was a GM and the head coach at Seattle.
He needs to stop.
Who?
Jerry Jones.
He ain't gonna stop.
He needs to sell the team.
He ain't gonna sell the team. That's for sure. That's staying in Jerry's. That's gonna be in the Jones family till the NFL ends or the world ends.
Okay, but eventually
they need to hire. They need to like to be the GM and the owner. It's not for everybody, and especially isn't for him. But to say that, like, it's only okay to say that, like, those words verbatim, is if this was the year 2000, not 2024.
Yeah, he would do.
That's what I'm saying.
If he would have said that in 2000, maybe we would have been like, okay,
like you can say that because it's been less than 10 years since your last Super Bowl, not fucking 30. Like, shit or get off the pot, dude. Like, you've had plenty of time. Any other team would have probably fired their GM by now. Actually, they would have probably had 4 or 5 by now. Look at the Browns. How many GMs have they had since? Shit, they've never been to a Super Bowl, and they've had more GMs than you ever in the history of Dallas sports. So Like there's no evidence for what his. And that's what pissed me off. That's why I hate Jerry Jones. I love the Cowboys, but I hate Jerry Jones.
Not a fan.
Did you hear about the time that I called Pat McAfee's show, like back when he was doing the live streams in, like it was the peak of COVID, back when he was like the most popular YouTube channel on YouTube?
Pat McAfee?
Outside of Mr. Beast, of course.
Okay.
But I called in and I actually got through. But it was, I want to say it was, who's the Boston Connor answered the phone, and he asked me what I wanted to ask Pat. And when I told him, he starts laughing. He goes, "All right, stay on hold until we get to that segment." That shit lasted 3 hours. I was on hold for 2.5 hours. I was like, "Oh, hell no." So I hung up. But my question was, I said, is it too early to wish COVID on Jerry Jones?
Oh, God.
And Boston Connor started laughing. And I mean, I didn't get asked Pat because I wasn't going to wait another. I mean, I didn't honestly know how much longer it was going to be. I was like, 2.5 hours is way too long to be talking to somebody who's a YouTuber. Like, granted, Pat McAfee's Pat McAfee, but this was also, I had shit to do and I got bills to pay. And I was like, I can't sit here and wait on hold. But that was my question. So,
and you never got to ask it.
And I'm fine with that. But the NFL has been wild. Just this, I think this is the most, I guess, active we've been in the NFL outside of preseason games. Like, how do you feel about preseason games?
I mean, I like preseason games personally. I like to see how the other guys can do, and I think it's really important to know who deserves a spot.
Do you think starters
but I don't
should be
think
playing
it
more?
should be televised.
Do you think starters should be playing more in them?
No, I think they should be untelevised, and the starters shouldn't touch the field.
Oh, you're the only person that said that ever. I think.
I just because
except for maybe starters.
It just doesn't make sense to me that those are televised. Like
the way that I see a preseason game, like outside of like what it is now, like
how many of them
what
do
it
you
should
watch?
Be. I watch zero. I don't watch preseason games because I know the starters aren't like playing.
Exactly.
That's why. But that's why it's not that I don't want to watch them. It's not any use for. It's not going to tell us anything.
Exactly why I don't think it needs to be televised. I think they should have a preseason.
I don't care how young they are, even if they're doing good. It's not going to tell us how they're going to do if they ever get a chance to start
against the starters.
Yes, and it's not even the fact that they're not starters. It's the fact that like I would rather see what the team that I'm going to be watching in the season can do, whether that be for a quarter or whatever. I think that it should be used as a practice. It's almost like do it as a scrimmage. Don't even do it as a game. Just do a half a game. Don't do a whole game. Just do a half a game. That way you could do, like, you're not going to kill the players. You're not going to risk energy.
And there should be red shirt quarterbacks.
Oh, to be playing?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I think you should still have, like, that's what I'm saying. If you went to half games and did, like they should only play one quarter, but I think that your starters need to play to see where they're at. Because, like, you're not going to get any, like, going against your defense, you're not learning anything.
Yeah, but what if you redshirted the quarterbacks? What bad does it do?
I'm not saying that it should do that. I'm saying like that's fine. You can do that. That's what scrimmages are. Like we don't tackle the quarterback in scrimmage. That's what I'm saying. But what I'm saying, your starters still need to be taking the reps because in practice, how many times are they actually taking reps in full pads in the full heat? And I'm not even a head coach. I'm looking at it from like I don't want to see what like somebody who could be cut in a month looks like. I want to see who we're paying $100 million to.
Okay, but they do that. They do. This is exactly why I don't think the preseason should be a thing and why it shouldn't be televised because they do scrimmages against other teams, not their own.
Not all teams do.
Most teams.
No, not even most teams.
I bet you 80%. 80% of teams have joint practices.
I think it's less than 20%.
No, I bet it's
has what practices?
Joint practices.
Joint practices
with other teams, and the quarterbacks are redshirted.
But is that considered? What do they call those? OTAs? Is that what you mean?
No, joint practice.
Like I'm saying in that area, like during that time, during OTAs, or is it during like preseason that they're having scrimmages?
Yeah, I think it's before preseason.
So like OTAs. How many NFL teams scrimmage against another team?
Should work.
Joint practices, who your team is playing. NFL announces joint practices. So this is just recently. What is the rule for Rule 17 in the NFL? Who cares?
I'm pretty sure almost every team does it, if not every team.
How many teams have joint practices? Now, joint practices, I will say, is different than a total scrimmage, because a scrimmage, you're playing like you're running game scenarios in a scrimmage.
That's what they're doing in the joint practices too. They're running them like they're playing against each other. Like there's been fights in them because
27 clubs, so just under 50%.
27.
Oh no, my bad. I don't know why I said
that's
under
80%.
Yeah, no, that's 93%.
That's way more than
or 97%.
Yeah, that's what I mean. And
but
those
do
teams,
joint practices really count as like a scrimmage for sure?
but they're playing each other.
All of them are?
Yeah, they're playing against.
Because I only saw the one that I saw the Seattle, the Steelers.
Why would they go in and like teach each other stuff? That's not how it works. They go in and play game scenarios. But they're redshirt quarterbacks, and all the starters are
but
playing.
like when I hear joint practice, I think they're running like drills, not just game scenarios.
They're not running drills.
I'm saying like when I say drills, I'm saying 7-on-7. Like that's a drill, but that's like game scenario stuff.
It's a whole thing, and I think that's more.
There was only 1, 2. Okay, so from 8-8 to 8-24.
I think that is a better way to determine. And if you want to televise it, televise that. Don't televise this preseason because
they did do one, didn't they? The Miami and Atlanta, didn't they televise that? The Miami and Atlanta one they did televise, I think.
Maybe.
Or no, it was Atlanta. Yeah. There's the very first one, but I don't know if it's televised. But I'm only counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 20 scrimmages on here. That's not Dallas isn't on here. Chiefs aren't on here.
And here's another thing.
That's crazy.
Are any of the plays that are ran in preseason even plays that they'll run in the regular season? Why would they test their plays against them and put tape out there for them plays?
Right, and that's why I'm kind of confused as to why they would even do a scrimmage that way. Like, what's that proving to them? That's what I'm saying. Like, half a game, you're going to run your shittiest plays, even in a scrimmage or in a preseason games. Like, that's not meant for your playbook. That's a playbook that's designated for either a key player or a quarterback that needs to work on this. So if he needs to work on passing, they're going to pass a lot in that game. Probably.
So we're not going to see the actual quarterback. We're not going to see the actual.
Dallas Cowboys had the dipshit from the 49ers in there, and he shit the bed. There's no reason that he was running the ball. Like they designed the playbook for him to get reps. That's all it was. It was not designed for them to win a game, because that's why nobody cares if they win a game. It's not designed to win.
I know.
So why do they even keep score?
I'm a firm believer.
Let's just do half games. I think your starter should at least play a quarter just to get reps. Like get reps, play half, and you don't even have to call it preseason. Just play 2 preseason games and give us 1 extra game for the season. Call it good.
They just did that.
No, we still have the same amount of preseason games, and they gave us 1 extra game of the season.
No, it's 3.
It's been 3 since before 2020.
They went to 3 and added the game.
They were at 4 though. And then after 2020, they went to 3
and 1 extra game.
But that was in 2022.
They took away a preseason game to add.
I thought that was in 22.
No, that all happened at the same time. They took away the preseason game to add an. I thought it
was a year apart that they did that. I thought they took a game before they ever added the game. No, okay,
it all happened at the same time. So
but anyways, we agree partially. So I don't believe preseason should even really be a thing unless you're going to actually take advantage of giving your starters reps.
I don't think it should be a thing, period.
Well, but
why televise that? Just make it
you don't have to televise it. I'm not saying televise it. Like I'm saying, unless you're going to start your starters to play some reps, then there's no point in it at all. You're just going to get people hurt.
But they're doing that with joint practices, which makes no sense to preseason to exist at all.
So Tua played during the whole joint practice?
Yeah, he's just redshirted.
So that just means you can't be touched.
Yeah.
But the defensive line is still getting hit. The offensive line is still getting hit. Like, I wouldn't want my starting offensive out of anybody. The least amount of people that I would want, if you're going to redshirt somebody, don't put my starting offensive line in there. You just can't touch my quarterback. Like, it's that simple. Like, your offensive line should be like the most keyed in players in the whole game. Like, they should know what's
the worst position.
No, if you don't have an offensive line, you don't have a good quarterback or a good running back.
That's the worst part. It's the easiest position in football.
Easiest?
Anybody can play that.
Shut your mouth.
Anybody can play.
What position did you play?
Defensive lineman.
So you're saying everybody can play? Okay, obviously Zeke can't. I mean, we found that out 3 years ago.
He can't play offensive lineman.
He played center at the very last snap of the game. You don't remember that? For real? You don't remember? It was Dipshit's first year, and
Dax?
No, the head coach, McCarthy. McCarthy designed a play because it was just gonna be like a fucking Hail Mary. He put Zeke on the line and he snapped the ball back to the quarterback and ran and was blocking and he got bulldozed. You didn't see that?
I think I do remember that because it wasn't a weird line.
It was just one guy and one guy. It was Zeke and one guy, and then everybody else was spread out.
Yeah,
like you had a ton on the line, but outside the hashes and all that other shit. But not everybody can play offensive line, obviously. Zeke might be able to snap the ball, but he's not going to be able to do anything afterwards. He's done. I don't even know what their attempt of doing anything was, except
he should have just hiked the ball and fell down in front of it.
He should have hiked the ball and ran downfield.
He can't.
Oh yeah, he's ineligible. But who else? I don't know.
And he couldn't be eligible as a center, right? Because
like after that, like outside the tackles, like I don't know if like you can't do it because they've had guards that have ran routes before. So I don't know if it has to be outside the tackle or not.
I think the way Jordan explained it to me is you have to report and have to be eligible by not being covered up.
Not covered. Oh, okay.
So like if you're on the line like this,
I think
you have to have a guy off the line.
Right. So anything outside the tackle, like a tackle can run around like a tight end, but anything inside of that they stay on the line because they're covered.
Well, I'm wondering if you put your 4 of your linemen over here and your center over here, and
swing and gate. Have you ever heard of that?
You put 3 here, and if you put 3 on one side, center in the middle, and 1 like lined up as a receiver, but off the line, I wonder if that makes Zeke uncovered, and now he can run around.
Bring that towards you more. I don't think you can because I think they go off of the tackles. So like if there was a tackle there, and I don't know if they counted like the people that were outside of the line, like the far outside guys as tackles since everybody was running routes, and they count so many people in. I think it starts off with the tackle in, so anything inside the tackle can't run routes. So that's at least 3 guys. Anybody else that's not checking in as an eligible receiver can't run downfield.
What if everybody checked in as eligible?
You can't. I don't think you can.
I don't know how it works.
I don't either. That's Jordan's techniques. I get.
Yeah, we need Jordan.
But like, I mean, obviously as an offensive lineman, I'm not going to check in, obviously. But like, what I'm saying is like I think they go from. Easy. Okay. All right, Zeke.
Easiest lineman ever. Easiest position in football.
That's the easiest position. I think I would argue that
if it ain't them, it's wide receiver.
I don't know. Did you just watch that documentary on the wide receiver? The wide receiver on Netflix? Really good. I've got way more respect for wide receivers now.
What's easier? What's harder than wide receiver?
Defensive back, I would say, is probably the second. I would say quarterback, defensive back.
Is hardest?
Hardest, yeah. Quarterback, you've got to know everything that's going on the field. Like that's why
I don't know. We had like Jared Goff out there doing whatever Sean McVay said in his ear.
Right. Yeah. But I'm saying you still got to recognize what, like, if like he's telling you like, hey, if they get into this defense, because it's only for so many seconds and then their mic cuts off. Mm-hmm. Hey, if they get in this defense, switch to this play or check to this play. Right. So if they don't, like Patrick Mahomes, when he first started, he said, I didn't know what defense that was. Like, if you don't know, like, when a free safety comes down, like, that they're running man or zone or whatever, and you don't know that, you're screwed.
But physically, the hardest position in football is
but think about it.
Corner.
Like, when you're playing Madden, like, what's your best skill on there? Is it your defense or is it your offense?
My defense.
Okay, but why? Is it because you know what type of offense you're trying to run against you, or because you know how you can stop anything, whether it be inside or outside?
I can stop anything.
But why is that? Is it because you know what they're running?
No.
Okay. Is it because of their capabilities?
That's because I know how to stop everything, and I build my defense to stop
How many
everything.
Madden games have you lost?
0.
0 ever?
Ever? Oh, I've lost a lot.
But what did you lose by?
Points.
I'm saying, like, did you lose because your defense failed or because your offense failed?
Because my offense failed.
Not your defense.
Not my defense. Oh. My defense don't ever fail. Normally.
I just think defensive back, I would think, is the hardest, just because you've got to be able to.
That's what I'm agreeing with you. Defensive back is harder than quarterback.
No, I don't think that.
Physically, yeah.
And this is why I think that, like, Peyton Manning even talked about it with Ray Lewis. He studied Ray Lewis, like, before he would go play him. He would study him all year before he played to know where he was going to be going to avoid anything coming near him. Like if you can do that as a quarterback, like you're on the top of your game. Tom Brady, do you agree that he's the best quarterback in the ever we've seen in the NFL? Why?
Because he
was smart, or because he was good, or because he like was able to get the job done.
Because he was smart.
Okay, like
mentally, quarterback's the hardest position. Physically, corner.
That's what I'm saying.
Harder.
That's why I went number one, number two. One's quarterback. If you don't have a mental game, how can you get physical? It's going to wear you down. You're going to get tired.
Yeah, but I think corners have to have both of those skills, just not as much mentally as a quarterback.
I think just as much mentally, but they also have to have a little bit more physical,
like, which is why
I wouldn't even say physical. Like they've got to be able to avoid.
And I'm not talking about safeties, because you say defensive
I'm talking
backs,
about corners, corners. I would say a good linebacker who can drop into coverage. Like
that's a hard position, just not as hard as corner.
No, but I'm saying like corner, you have to have speed. You've got to have good ups.
Yeah, imagine trying to guard Tyreek Hill.
That right there, I would rather guard. I don't know. Would you rather guard somebody who's significantly taller than you or significantly faster than you?
Significantly taller than me.
Why? Because you would check him like illegal calls, or what?
Punch him in the damn gut or something.
I think, but that's
we'll
what
go
I'm saying.
for the ball, be like,
oh. And that's the thing about wide receivers. Like you don't know what type of how they're going to be that game. Tyreek's all over the place.
Imagine guarding Megatron.
Oh, fuck that.
Then he's tall and fast. No, now you're done for.
I'm good. But then you have the crazy. But defensive line's also fucking hard.
And you got people like Julio Jones and Larry Fitzgerald who never dropped the ball. He always caught it.
Larry Fitzgerald, yeah, he had like the best catching percentage.
Yeah,
but Julio Jones,
they're just freaks.
At the end of his career, he really washed out. Like
DeAndre Hopkins, those three guys, like
he's still good.
Imagine, I can't imagine, like being a corner trying to go against Larry Fitzgerald and stopping him from catching the ball. That
right,
job.
But the same thing goes like I can't imagine being a wide receiver having to go against that, and vice versa. So
like Darrelle Revis,
I can't imagine being a corner going against Tyreek Hill or the dude that the
Tyreek Hill going,
or the dude that just picked up the Chiefs just picked up the fastest college wide receiver.
Oh, Worthy,
yeah, Xavier Worthy. Like me, at my speed, yeah, I'm gonna go. I have no idea what that's like, and I don't want to know. One, I don't like running.
And then all they got to do is like move, and at that speed,
right?
How do you stop them?
But Tyreek Hill, like that, like you don't know where he's going to go. Like it doesn't matter how well you position. You almost have to play zone the entire time with Zeke and with Hill, and he's still going to beat you. Doesn't matter.
Mm-hmm.
But that's because of speed, though. Like I think it goes either way for that. Because wide receiver, like a lot of people say, "Oh, it's in the eyes." No, it's not just in the eyes. Get out of here.
Wide receiver's nuts.
I've got more respect for him just because of that documentary that they have on Netflix.
But I still think it's the easiest position in the league.
Wide receiver?
Mm-hmm.
You just said lineman was.
Besides lineman. Easiest position that matters.
But if we're going to talk, but what did you say about defensive backs? That they are more physical? Mm-hmm. Offensive line is 100% physical every snap, every game.
Yeah.
There's chances that defensive backs. Okay. We'll agree to disagree.
I've had this argument with everybody.
No, I'm not arguing. So there's no argument.
But you want to. You just have to agree to disagree.
Well, no, I can't argue with somebody who's never played that position.
I played it.
You just said you did defensive line.
I did. I played lineman in Little League.
But were you? Anyway.
You can't say I never played it.
But
okay, but listen. What happened in Little League, they had me at center one time, and I snapped the ball, and the dude in front of me was a giant. I mean, this is Little League, and this dude's like 3 foot taller than me, and he ran me over. My quarterback drops the ball. He was a coach's son, so his hands were cold. That's why he dropped the ball. But when I hiked the ball, and that guy in front of me saw the ball on the ground, I just was a pancake, dude.
I like center. I think center was like I knew when the ball was going to be getting snapped, so I don't know.
You played?
No, I have played. I mean, my 6th grade, I played center and middle linebacker, and then for some reason they had me play center just because I don't know. I guess I could snap the ball, but then my senior year of high school, like our starting center got hurt, so he would have me come in. Like I was like, I hate this. Like it's different when you get to the higher levels. Like fuck this, because like that's the thing though. Like if you don't know which like the play, right? Because like the thing about offensive line is that like when you run a certain play, you've got like I don't know if Jordan's explained this to you. Offensive line, like you're counting the men, so like it's not like I've got this guy in front of me all the time. Like I'm not just getting this guy. I'm hitting this guy to get to this back to cut off this linebacker. Like, that's your job. Just because you don't have anybody else to your right. That's where I'm saying the smarts are coming in. If you can't count or if you don't know where somebody's lining up, because then you have to be ready for a blitz, because that's where the whole key thing goes off. So a re-key, a pitch key, and all that other stuff, when you run triple option and all that stuff, if they blitz, that whole game plan is shit, and the offensive line just has to improvise. They're like, well, hopefully they get the ball out. That's how that goes. So if like somebody runs into the gap at the very last second, now your count's now off. So now you've got to block this dude. You're no longer going to get that linebacker. That linebacker has now got to be cut off either by the tackle or if there's a tight end on the weak side or whatever.
Dang.
So it's very complex.
Yeah, I never played it. But it's the easiest position in football.
All right, Mr. Wide Receiver.
So, I'm not a wide receiver. Mm-mm.
Do you have any early predictions of who? Okay, you always say the Dolphins are going to win. And what's funny about this is that I was thinking about this question like 4 months ago, back when I asked Josh. When I was thinking of this question, I got this little like picture come up on my phone, and it was the type of fans each like type of team is for NFL and college.
Mm-hmm.
For some reason, it's our year is the Dallas Cowboys and Notre Dame. Like
I see that picture of that.
I was like,
today.
what? I was like, what are the odds? And I've never said Dallas is the what?
I know what picture you're talking about.
What?
Look at this.
I saved one of the pictures.
No. Wait.
Find it.
I want to know. Don't show me it.
No, I thought I saved it, but I couldn't find it. And I think it's gone. But it says like the type of fan or the types of fans. Yep, there you go. See?
Mike Hefty posted this today.
That's what I'm saying. That's wild. I was literally like, this is back when I was asking Josh these questions. I was like, oh, what?
He posted it 2 days ago. My bad. I seen it today.
And I was like, what are the odds that I'm a fan of both teams as it's our year? And I've never said that about Dallas, but I've also never said that about Notre Dame either.
It's not. Never. It's never.
I think Notre Dame still has the most championships.
But my prediction this year is the Miami Dolphins.
As it is always year, huh? So, like, you should be on that list with Miami. And
but if it's
Texas
number two,
Tech.
if I'm picking number two,
Chiefs,
it's Chiefs.
This is Andy Reid adding. I don't care what anybody says.
Juju,
yeah, adding Juju. Like everybody's. What's his face yesterday?
Kadarius Toney.
That's fine. He wasn't. He was. No, he's still listed on the roster.
But there was rumors today from NFL.
Are they going to cut Kadarius Toney or the dude that's in trouble legally?
I think they're rumored to cut Kadarius Toney. I seen something today.
Well, but anyway, there's a guy that the dude in Florida that we play video games with. He's out of Florida.
Talking about Rogue Neil.
Yeah, Neil Ledgers. He said he's poop is what he said. I was like, poop. I was like, what do you mean? Juju was not poop. Like whether or not how good he did at the Patriots,
and he's pretty garbage
at the Patriots, but they didn't utilize him.
He was pretty garbage his last year in Seattle or in Steelers too. Pittsburgh.
No. Chiefs, it was his last game before he went to the Patriots and he won a Super Bowl.
He didn't win a Super Bowl. He
was a key player he was the number 2 receiver that Patrick Mahomes threw to.
Travis Kelce is a key player.
Okay. But I'm saying like he was key to that game. That championship was not won just by those two.
Pretty much.
Juju had a part in it.
And so
but all I'm saying is that no matter how you feel about him, Andy Reid has a plan, and all that did was just add to the fucking madness of his playbook, and that's what's scary.
Which is weird to me. That
how many more wide receivers do they have? If they had OBJ, you think? Is that what you said?
Yeah, like it's weird that they didn't go get OBJ.
Not really. He's not like. I think a lot of it has to do with the way that the chemistry of the person is, like, and that's what Andy Reid looks at. That's why I think he's the best coach in the league today.
In the league today, yes.
And,
of all time, no.
Well, of all time is
Belichick.
No, no, I'm not. I'm for wins. Is that what you're going off of?
No, I'm going off the coach himself.
Okay, so but listening to like Julian Edelman and all that stuff, the way he coached, 100%. Like that's how like I think a coach should probably manage a team. But Andy Reid, I think he can do that without doing it like Belichick.
Yeah.
But I think
does Andy Reid have 6 Super Bowls?
He's got 5.
You ain't getting this one. This one's
You just said he was number 2. Okay. Well, I'll believe it when I see that. But here's my point. Andy Reid. I think Andy Reid's the smartest NFL coach in the history of NFL.
You know who else could sneak up there and win a Super Bowl?
Sneak up there and win the Super Bowl. I'm scared of the Eagles.
Nah,
I'm scared of the Eagles, dude. I don't care what anybody says.
They're good.
They added to that offense. Like I don't see the Dallas Cowboys winning the NFC East.
No, I don't either.
But they'll be number 2. Like there's no other team I think that it comes anywhere close to coming to number 2.
I mean, Dan Quinn on the Washington is kind of scary.
I don't see them. He's going to need a couple years. Like that whole team needs to be built up.
I think it's Baltimore. I think Baltimore has a really
scary
good
too.
chance.
But Baltimore, I think, and that's where I was going with this. Baltimore and the Eagles have one of the most solid offensive schemes out there. The only one that's matched up to him is the Chiefs
And the Dolphins.
That's your. I don't even know why I didn't take that down. I took the wine glasses down because I didn't want to knock them off. But the Chiefs, I don't know.
The Chiefs can do it.
I think they're just as. I think they're more capable than half of the AFC.
I think the Dolphins got it.
I said half. So, but another.
Our team is solid. I don't like the Dolphins is solid this year.
Yeah, but you guys have been solid for the past 3 years.
No, 2.
3.
Our quarterback's Tua. Shut up.
You guys have been solid for the past 3.
Our quarterback's Tua, who got injured so many times.
Well, the year 1 before he started getting concussions, you guys were still solid. You can't deny that. He was still solid.
We're decent. I think we have.
You guys were the number 2 in your division. The Bills are actually you guys lost to the Bills in the wild card that year.
I hate the Bills. I hate the Bills.
So that's my point. Like the Bills, I think that they're going to be a fucking shit show.
Oh yeah, the Bills ain't gonna be shit.
Bills
I ain't worried. I'm more worried about the Jets though.
Oh,
the Jets could come out.
Aaron Rodgers changes that game by at least 60% from what they were capable of the year before.
Dude, I am so terrified. I don't know if I agree at 60%. I think
you don't think they're 60% better with Aaron Rodgers on the field?
No, I think 50, maybe 40. I don't think 60. I don't think I would put it more than 50% better. No.
I mean, if you look at all the quarterbacks that are in the league, like it's a total different game. Like his game is completely different than every other, like I guess, considered great quarterback.
The problem is with Aaron Rodgers coming in, the team has changed in its entirety, right? Like forever they wouldn't build their line, but they bring in Aaron Rodgers and now they build their line.
Yeah, but they had rookie quarterbacks going in there, not somebody who's done it.
I know, but that's what I'm saying. How you gave those rookie quarterbacks a line that you gave Aaron Rodgers, how much better would
I would say a good quarterback to learn behind for a little bit. Like Patrick Mahomes took a year, and look at where he's at now. But I'm saying, like, I think the past 3 years they had, it was up until last year, of course.
That's why Jordan Love's so good. That's why Aaron Rodgers is so good.
Oh, I think we'll see how good Jordan Love is this year. Like last year, I don't think he just now starting every
Jordan
game.
Love was like the number 1 passing rating or passer in most stats.
Tua was.
Tua had the best passer. I think he was the best.
It was Tua. Actually, up until I think their bye week, Russell Wilson was up there also. A lot of people did not believe that, and I said, look at it. Russell Wilson's stats were legit. He kept the ball. Didn't throw any interceptions or nothing. The dude kept the ball.
But go look. Jordan Love was a top 5 quarterback last year.
I'm not talking shit on Jordan Love. He beat us in the playoffs,
I think
nothing.
I think the way the Packers have done quarterbacks over the years has been astounding. The way they've done
they've
it.
only had 3 in the past 30 years,
and they all set behind the
40
one before
years.
them.
3 in the past 40 years. They're a lot like the Steelers and coaches. Steelers have only had 4 coaches in the entire franchise history. 4.
I love Mike Tomlin too.
I mean, I don't like anybody from the Steelers, but what I'm saying is that if you put it makes sense not to fire a guy after 3 years. Like it's not gonna ever turn out good for your organization. When you look at the Browns, how many coaches have they had? More than any probably other franchise combined.
Probably than most of them combined.
Like the Browns,
it seems like they go through 2 or 3 a year sometimes. What the hell?
No, they only had it's usually 2 at most.
I know.
But like the other one would be the Lions.
Oh, the Lions. I think the Lions could be good this year.
Oh, the Lions. I don't know, but that's what I'm saying. Who do you think MVP?
MVP next year?
Somebody said. I think it was who's that dummy on ESPN? The dude that used to be the quarterback for the Lions. Shit, he's an analyst. Anyway,
Quarterback for the Lions.
he used to be a quarterback for the Lions, and he stepped out of bounds and got a safety and then tried to throw it, and like he didn't know where his feet were.
Oh my gosh, who was that?
You know who I'm talking about.
I know who you're talking about. I just don't remember his name.
Dan Orlowski.
Okay.
He said that the MVP talk, if he plays the way that he did in this preseason game, that Trevor Lawrence will be talks for the MVP. I was like, what?
I think Joe Burrow has a better chance than Trevor Lawrence.
I think they're both. I think they're both equally as capable of getting it, but I don't think with the caliber, like all the AFC quarterbacks are like top 10 quarterbacks of all time.
Who do you think it's going? Who do you think?
Who could be MVP? I told for MVP, my guess, like I think from the get go, I think it could still very well be. It'll be a quarterback, and I think it's going to be Lamar Jackson.
No.
Yeah. Because he's not going to be running the ball. I don't think he's going to run the ball as much. I think he's going to pass.
He won it last year.
I think he's going to win it again. I think he's going to do what Aaron Rodgers did. I don't think he should have won it last year. He didn't, by his stats, and and this is why I say that, if you compare his stats to Dak's stats, they were nowhere near, like Dak had better passing stats and quarterback stats all around than Lamar did.
But when you're thinking about MVP, it's all around stats.
All around stats. The only thing that Dak was really behind on him in was rushing and maybe interceptions. But I think he had 8 more interceptions than Lamar.
I think it's gonna be Tua.
Quit dreaming.
Bro, Tua was the best passer last year.
He had the best passer rating last year.
He was also the leading passer until the end of the year.
For yards?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, from one game that he had almost a freaking 1,000 yards passing. It was a little easy to do when you have a game. How many yards do you have? 400 plus passing? 500?
Most of our games, he had that much.
He didn't have 500. I'm saying 500 in that one game that it was at the Broncos that they had
72 points or something.
Yeah. That's where he got all of his passing.
But I think Tua can do it. I don't think that's a fan talk, right? I think Tua has a chance to do it. I think it's going to be Patty this year, though. Now that they got Juju,
I think Patrick Mahomes
could have
got it last year.
They got Worthy, Juju. The team is set.
I don't believe that they should have it based upon stats. I think that it should be voted upon at what they were capable of doing. I think it should be the NBA. Don't they do it before the finals? For the MVP.
Yeah, they do.
Or during the finals or whatever. They vote on.
I think they do it right before.
So pretty much just like the Super Bowl. Okay, they know who they want usually, right? Or who they think is actually.
They don't take into account any of the playoffs.
Yeah, and I'm not saying that they should, but I'm saying what they were capable of doing to still make it to the playoffs. Lamar Jackson won his division. The Chiefs won their division, but Lamar Jackson just had a better record. But strength of schedule, they don't take that into account either, do they?
Yeah, I don't think so. But they shouldn't.
But look at if you wanted to go by playoff games, look at what Patrick Mahomes was able to do in the playoffs.
If you're the MVP, why shouldn't playoff matter?
It could matter. I'm not against it, but they apparently don't do it.
It should matter.
I think it should be done after the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
to vote on it. But it shouldn't just be what you were able to, because
if you were able to have a season MVP,
if you're able to have a shitty season, shitty for you, Patrick Mahomes had a shitty season for himself last year, stat wise, agreed, and he was still able to come out on top and be the MVP of the Super Bowl.
It's Patrick Mahomes.
That's MVP.
I think Patrick Mahomes has the most realistic shot of winning MVP next year.
Well, I made a bet with Josh, and I don't know if anybody realized this, that I said that if the dipshit from the Bears,
starts with the C,
Caleb Williams, I guarantee he's not going to win Rookie of the Year. That was my guarantee. I mean, I know nothing about him for the preseason. I know nothing about him, but outside of that,
he went the fuck off in the preseason.
Did he play all the preseason?
He
I don't
played
think
a lot.
He did. He didn't play the first game.
He played good.
Okay, but he was also playing what? Second string? Third string?
I don't care. That dude's going to be good.
But this is what I said. I said he's not going to get MVP, and if he does, I'll buy his jersey. I think he could be Drake May.
I don't think he can win MVP.
He could.
No.
He did pretty good. He was doing, I was watching his highlights from preseason, and he looked pretty good.
I don't know.
But he's more of a pocket quarterback.
None of those rookies are winning MVP. It's going to be Patty, Lamar, Tua.
No, rookie of the year.
Oh, rookie of the year is going
Offensive
to
rookie of
be
the year.
Caleb Williams.
I don't think it is.
I'm almost certain.
Drake May.
No.
Or no, Bo Nix. Who's the one that was at Bo Nix went to Atlanta, right? Is that who went to Atlanta? Where'd Bo Nix go?
I don't remember.
It's been too long. But there's like 2 quarterbacks that they have outside of Caleb Williams that has a chance of winning. I don't think it'll be a wide receiver this year.
It'll be Caleb Williams.
Although it could be Marvin Harrison Jr.
No, it'll be Caleb Williams. I'm almost certain.
Well, let's talk UFC real quick. We're doing pretty good, I think.
I think if we're going to talk about UFC, we have to talk about Adesanya whipping the shit out of Duplessis the entire fight, and Duplessis slick ass pulling that choke out of nowhere.
He did what Edwards did to Usman. I mean,
but with a choke instead of a kick. Dude, what the hell?
Did you watch it?
Oh yeah, I watched it. I was at the bar with my buddy Zach, and I had my phone like this, and we were watching it at the bar. And
they didn't play it.
Huh?
They didn't play it there.
Nuh-uh. And I was watching this fight. I was fucking pissed.
It was literally the Usman Edwards. It was the points said that it was Edwards, like the Edwards Usman fight, the exact same. Like he won every round. If he would have stayed away from him. But and actually,
a rematch happens. I think Adesanya whoops his ass.
But you could also think of Adesanya versus Poatan, the verse match that they had in the UFC match. If he would have stayed away from, or was able to stay away from Poatan, that he could have won that match because he won all four of the rounds before that. Yeah, didn't he get TKO? Yeah, he got TKO'd at the end of the 5th, or towards the end of the 5th.
Yeah, but I don't know. I think Adesanya was in for that loss no matter what. That dude was there just to let him tire himself out so he could whoop his ass. And he did just that.
He doesn't do any, like, there's a rumor about him and Poatan mops the floor with him, dude.
Oh, yeah, every time.
He has no shot. I think he gets KO'd in the second round, if not first.
If they fought again?
No, I'm saying if Duplessis and Poatan fight.
Oh, that'll never happen.
That's the talk, is that
he's going up down. And wait.
But he was going down. Poatan for that fight.
Mm-mm.
That's what the rumor was.
And if that happens, Duplessis is done for.
That's what I'm saying. Like, he's not gonna. He wants to be a double title holder like everybody else was. But
yeah, he won't.
Duplessis, he could die in that match.
Duplessis would not. No. Duplessis would lose so quick.
The only thing that he has on him is maybe a little bit more wrestling, like
a lot more wrestling.
But no, I'm saying, but like Potan's defense is awesome.
He's pretty good. I think you put a really good wrestler against him though, and he loses.
Yeah, well, like Jones beats him.
Oh yeah,
I don't think Jones he has no shot against.
And
Jones.
if Habib was still around, he'd beat him too.
Habib. Well, I mean that's a lot of weight difference.
But I'm saying a wrestler of that caliber.
Right.
What's his name?
Bo. He's the highest. I would say he's the best. One of the best wrestlers. The younger kid that just came up at the beginning of last year. What's his?
You talking about the world champ,
the white kid,
the USA, USA champion.
His name's
Bo
Bo.
something.
It's Bo. Yeah. Anyway, but like that style of wrestling.
Why is Nichols coming in my head?
Bo Nickel. It's Bo Nickel.
Oh,
I don't know why we didn't know that.
It was in my head. I just didn't want to say it because I felt wrong.
I was thinking it was. I was saying Bo Nix because we were talking about Bo Nix, and I was like, it's not Nix. I don't want to sound like a dummy, but
that's why I wouldn't say Nickel.
Yeah. But it is Nickel. Or yeah, it's Bo Nickel, and it's Nikal, not EL. That's different. But Jones, nobody's ever going to beat Jones, ever. I don't think anybody. I'm saying
not current roster.
No, not even.
I think if
maybe Francis, Francis has a chance.
I don't think so.
At the sheer power.
Sure. I do not think so.
If he connects with them, I think he does.
I think somebody that has
then the other dude, who's the heavyweight interim champion right now. He just won the interim against.
He don't have a chance.
He just got the interim heavyweight title.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they're saying that he has a better chance than Francis because of his wrestling.
He will have a better chance than Francis. I think the person that has the best chance to beat Jones, who's washed up now.
He's washed up now,
but he can still pull it off. Is Derek Lewis?
I wouldn't say he's washed up. He's been hitting the head a lot. But that dude. But he's funny as shit.
I think he can beat him. I think he has a better chance
Like,
than so many people.
I don't see him like he tries to pull some wild shit off. He tries to do some like,
dude, what is John Jones going to do when he just stands up? You remember the whole
but
Derek the Black
like,
Beast Lewis
but
just
that's
stands up.
but that's the thing though. Like with John Jones, he's very technical, right? Like he's not going to let him.
Derek Lewis,
he's not going to let. That's the thing. He's not going to let him close the gap on him and like do a front flip kick on his face. Like he's not going to do that. Like he tries to open up with. It's not going to happen.
But Derek Lewis, dude, I honestly
Derek
think
Lewis is a wild man.
that's why I think he
But
has
he's
the biggest chance.
I think he's the funniest guy in the UFC ever. My balls is hot. Like that's.
I think Derek Lewis has the biggest chance to beat John Jones just because he's so
Out of all the fighters, I think Poatan has a better chance of beating him than Derek Lewis.
Derek Lewis, you can't submit Derek Lewis.
No, but John Jones doesn't need to submit Derek Lewis's.
But he has to get Derek Lewis on the ground without Derek Lewis just getting up. Because that's how he wins all his fights. Elbows on the face.
John Jones has hitting power too.
Not Derek Lewis hitting power.
Spinning elbow. Come on. If he connects one time, Derek Lewis is going down.
And if he misses, he's done.
No, I don't believe that. Look, John Jones, the hardest fight John Jones has ever fought, I would say, at least since I've been watching UFC, is probably
Daniel Cormier.
No, that is not his hardest fight. His hardest fight that he ever did was the tall white kid. This was back in 2000.
Talking about the one where he's talking about how he just did a bunch of drugs before the match.
Oh, I don't know.
He did a podcast. He said, I didn't train for that fight. I just did a bunch of drugs and parties.
He might not have trained. It was the tall white kid that he had 2 fights with him.
I'm pretty sure that's who it is.
Real tall dude. And that he went toe to toe with the dude, and like he took hits, but
I'm almost certain that's the fight that John Jones says I didn't prepare for this fight. I didn't do a training camp.
But
I just did a bunch of
that
drugs.
right there should tell you that I don't think Derek Lewis has a shot. Like, and he's a big heavyweight. Like, did you see how big he was in that? Like, that was one of his most boring fights.
Who?
Was his John Jones, his last fight. Yeah, people were upset. I was like, no, that was boring, but like I didn't think that he was going to lose. I also didn't think he was going to go outside the second round.
Yeah, I mean, he's a fucking monster. The only reason I think Derek Lewis is because of the unconventionalness of him.
Or he's just
because how do you be technical with somebody who's not technical?
Like Khabib, or not Khabib, the dude that came in and knocked out what's his face with that flying knee kick with the he just came in just running.
Hey, Masvidal,
yeah, like Derek Lewis has that type of like personality to him where he just I'm gonna decide to do either this.
He doesn't care if he loses.
I don't think no. I mean that's not what I'm saying though. Like, does he have power? Yeah, he has power, but John Jones also has a chin.
Yeah, but that I don't know.
And if he gets a hold of him, John Jones, like that dude's so linky. Like he's gonna get out. He's gonna stand up, and he's so big. Like
he's huge.
Imagine. And this is like a super fight. Like when I was like hardcore into it, like I was at Hooters every pay-per-view. I don't care what anybody says. Everybody says that he got there because of his name and where he's at. I don't care what anybody says.
Who?
Brock Lesnar. Like, I'm not saying that he's the greatest fighter. I'm saying Brock Lesnar in his prime versus John Jones in his prime.
Brock Lesnar wins that fight.
Yes. Like nobody knows. Like I want to see Cain Velasquez in his prime versus John Jones in his prime because it's a total different fight. Total different fight. John Jones and Brock Lesnar both in their prime. I think Brock Lesnar wins 9 out of 10 times.
Oh, yeah.
At least 9 out of 10 times.
Oh, yeah. Brock Lesnar.
The dump truck. His fist was the size of both my. I measured it. I think it was like an inch off. His fist is my fist together is his glove. Dump trucks. Fucking dump trucks. No chance is anybody getting up from that. Not a chance.
And he can wrestle.
Oh, he was the best. Like he was a national champion wrestler from Minnesota.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
Brock Lesnar, I think
the only thing John Jones has on him is the sheer like the elbows and the flying knees. That's the only thing he has on him. That's it.
But what are you gonna like? You're gonna jump up trying to fly knee Brock Lesnar. Well, he's gonna grab your leg and slam you.
Right, but the thing about Brock Lesnar though is that like he put himself in bad situations. Like with that Frank Mir when he put him in that toe lock and made him tap his first fight against Frank Mir. Like that was.
Oh my god, that interview was great.
Which one?
When he beat Frank Mir the second time.
Oh, he goes, I'm going to go home, roll on my wife, and grab a Coors Light.
No, I'm talking about the one where he's like, Frank Mir had a horseshoe up his ass. I told him that. I took it out.
I beat him over the head with it.
Beat him over the head with it.
Yeah, and then he goes, I'm going to go home, roll on my wife, and drink a Coors Light.
Yeah,
and they were sponsored by Bud Light.
That was like the best. That was the best interview.
Like he was just like I think he was one of the most unconvincing. Like, him and Ronda Rousey had a lot of styles because they would just run in at you. Like they would walk you down. Well, he would run.
That's another thing that I noticed that Adesanya did in this last fight.
He closed, like he was doing more of what Strickland did to him.
Yeah,
like
he walked
Strickland
him down the whole time.
Strickland, like that was like he took a beating from Strickland.
He just walked
But
down.
Strickland beat him the fairest out of any fighter has ever beat him. Out of all three of his losses, Strickland, Poetan, one was outside of the UFC, but Poetan and then this one. I think Strickland has the best one.
No, there's one more. He has one more UFC loss.
Oh, when he went up to heavyweight or light heavyweight.
heavyweight.
I forgot who that was.
The
guy that just
Polish
fought for
Power.
Yeah, the tall white dude.
He's the Polish.
Yeah, he's the tall. Isn't he a tall white guy? Really tall white guy.
He's not super tall. He's the Polish.
Doesn't wear the man bun.
No, not him. That's Jerry.
No, he's the dude that's the dude that just fought Poetan. Not him.
I'm talking about the dude that they say he has the Polish Power or whatever.
But yeah, when he moved up, like, but he still went toe to toe with a guy heavier than him. He had no business being in there. Like he was fighting at the lowest weight possible. Like he's not that big. He's a big guy for his weight, but not for light heavyweight. Because I would say he's the best middleweight that we've ever seen.
That was a weird fight for me because that's not Adesanya's plan.
Which one? To walk you down? He was wanting them to.
And I think if he would have did that for the first 3 rounds and then stepped back and started playing Adesanya's fight, he would have won. Because he was walking him down that he got submitted.
Well, it's because he was walking him down so late in the match, not just because he was walking. Like I think he was like that. Him and
once he won 3, he should have went back to his.
But that's what I'm thinking. Like he should have stopped. Like that's where it's just like what he did with Poetan. Poetan, he wanted to beat Poetan and prove that he was better.
He also does that though.
Poetan didn't do it the first fight. Poetan and him, like he won all 4 rounds before that, and then Poetan.
No, I'm saying, what's his name? What's his actual name? Poetan.
It's shit. I just call him Poetan because it's easier.
It's not even how you pronounce that.
Poetan,
something like
Poetan.
That.
He has the most legit walkout though. Like that shit's impressive.
That dude's scary.
Yeah, but let's be real though. Like Adesanya still knocked him out cold.
He pulled that.
Did you see what he did afterwards to his son? Because his son did it to him, and it acted like he passed out. That shit was funny.
He's a dick.
Yeah, that's Adesanya though. But like that's what I'm saying. Like what Sean Strickland did to him is what he did to Duplessis.
Yeah, just walking down the whole time.
The outcome was not there.
That's what I'm saying. If he would have did that their first 3 rounds, won all 3 rounds, and then went back to the counter punching Adesanya he wouldn't have got submitted.
No, but that's what I'm saying. He just did it too late into the match. But he could have, like, he had the match just like he did, like, out of the other 2 that he didn't have anything with Strickland. Strickland beat the shit out of him.
Strickland was pissed.
No, he was talking shit well before that. Like there was no like heat between the 2. Like he just likes to like he's calling out like who's that runner dude that runs like mega marathons? I have his book. David Goggins. He was calling out David Goggins for being a pussy or not a real man. Or he's like, "What are you talking?" He goes, "I'm not a fighter. I'm a runner. What are you talking about?" Like he's just calling people out to call people out.
He needs some YouTube money. He needs to fight Jake Paul.
He needs to go get some mental health work done. Like that's
a fact.
Like he's the least hit fighter, and he spars the most out of any other fighter in the UFC. He's the least hit human being, and he spars the most out of any other fighter in the UFC.
But it's that fucking shell. What's it called?
Huh?
The shell that he fights in.
The shell.
The defensive stance that he sits in is called a something shell.
Oh, they call it. They say it's unorthodox because of the way that his stance is. But his leg kicks are just insane.
Mayweather runs the same style defense. It's called like the something shell, where they put their chin behind there,
to where it blocks. Yeah,
and they put this hand here. You can't hit them. What's that called? It's just I don't know. It's something shell. Anyways, he does it better than anybody.
But it's for a guy who spars more than anybody. I find that to be impressive. Is that he spars more than anybody. And he had 3 fights last year. Outside of that, like he's still the least hit fight. Almost kind of like I don't know if you remember Lyoto Machida. Lyoto Machida at one time was the least hit fighter in the UFC.
And I love
Lyoto Machida was one of my all time favorites. And then Shogun,
Chuck Liddell was one of my all time favorites.
Chuck Liddell, yeah, I mean, he was like the excitement factor.
I think my favorite fighter was Rampage Jackson.
Really?
For the longest time, Rampage was my favorite fighter.
Like for what you could see, because Josh's uncle, his name was Richard Miller. Mm-hmm. We went to church with him. For some reason, he just came to church one day and gave me this stack, just like I think it was like 7 VHS tapes, all UFC 1 through 7. I still have 3. The other one's burned in a fire. I still have UFC 3. I was like, he goes, yeah, I thought you might like this because he knew I was in wrestling. And I was like, okay, I never heard of it. It was like 2000 that he gave this to me. So I went home and I watched him. Dude, I was hooked. And ever since then.
That's crazy.
Like UFC 1, did you ever watch UFC 1's like recordings?
I don't think
like
so.
It was one. Okay, so like it was set up like a tournament. So like the last man pretty much standing or to get their hand raised won the tournament. UFC 1 was won by a guy in the crowd who was a cop. Because the guy that was supposed to be in the final match got hurt and they didn't want to forfeit it. So this guy raised his hand, he came in, pulled him in, beat the shit out of the dude, and he won the championship. And then the next year he got into UFC 2 and got beat in the first match. But that's the thing though, that's back when they were still using gis, no rules, like shoes and shit, like no rules whatsoever. You get eye gouge, you can bite, all that shit. Yeah.
Holy shit.
Back when UFC was like
UFC.
Well, I don't want to say the UFC was, I would say the UFC is way better now ever than it was then. Because like to say that somebody's the best, like you're actually bringing it down to, hey, this guy's the best because of this.
Yeah.
And without Dana White, I don't think you have the other like Bellator and none of that shit.
Probably not.
Dana White is the breath of that whole thing. But anyway, outside of that, the Sphere is what I'm most excited for. Did you see what they're doing?
Mm-mm.
With the Sphere, like during the fight, right? I mean, which the headliner is Sean O'Malley, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's the main event. Before that, it's the Shevchenko versus what's that chick? The chick that crawled up her back and rear naked choked her. Shit, I should have looked this shit
Valentino Shevchenko versus
Valentina Shevchenko versus the chick that beat her. Like they fought. She climbed up her back like a freaking monkey.
I remember us talking about that fight.
Grasso, Alexa Grasso. Is that what it is? I think it's Grasso.
She's a Hispanic one, right?
Yeah, I think it's Alexa Grasso is what her name is. Anyway, she's the champion. She beat her by climbing up her back, rear naked choked her. The next match came to a draw, so it ended in a draw. Grasso kept the belt, so this is number 3. I think this could be even more exciting than the main event. Even though I like Sean O'Malley though.
It's one of my favorites right now.
Yeah, I like him, but I don't think
women's fights are always fun.
I think they are the most exciting fights out there.
They always are.
They are ruthless. And then just to prove my point, the one chick that was completely out cold and then woke up at the buzzer. The between the two Asian chicks, 2 pay-per-views ago, she was asleep. She was asleep at the very last second. She went dead, and then the buzzer went off and she woke up. That's the only thing that kept her in it. She lost. But that's the chick that Rose Nakanumis knocked out with that leg kick. She's
Rose?
Yeah, the one that she knocked out is the one that beat her. But she went all 5 rounds. Like, they are the bloodiest fights. Like, they don't give a shit what they look like.
And some of them will look like all lumped up. It's crazy. Women's fights are
lips
definitely...
are split. The chick, like the one chick, that forehead cut that one chick had. Ooh, that was they called it. It was brutal. What's crazy is that the same show, they called her fight. They called it off because of too thick of a gash. But a dude got hit with the same gash. It was too thick, and they let him fight. Come on,
crazy.
Yeah, but the Sphere. I'll finish with that. The Sphere. What they're doing is like, I don't know if we're going to be able to see it if we're watching it, but if you're there while these matches are going on, the Sphere is going to be playing the history of MMA, of Hispanic MMA around the world. Like, it's going to tell the story leading up to the match, to the Alexa Grasso fight of the Hispanic championship. So her last fight, or like her fight before that, is going to be the fight going on before that. So when she gets up, that's going to be the end of that story.
Oh shit!
Yeah. So hopefully she wins. So yeah, I think it's gonna be pretty legit.
It's gonna be fun.
See how much money he's paying?
Oh, I'm assuming it's
like
astronomical.
$300 million for this. He says one and done. But if he gets like record breaking, you know he's going back.
Oh yeah,
that's like the Super Bowl of UFC right there. Granted, like, I found it weird that they're doing it on Mexican Independence Day. Like, why not do, like, it's in America? Like, it's not that I want the recognition of it being in America. I mean, I think you'd have more backing If it was,
Well, I think the American people are already going to watch it.
Oh yeah, well, I'm not. That's what I'm saying.
So
I'm
you
not
get
going to
more
not
backing
watch it.
doing it that way.
I think you're going to get backing no matter what UFC does. It could be in the middle of December and you're going to get backing.
Yeah, probably.
It could be December 1. Nothing's going on. But we went an hour and 36 minutes. That's about average.
It's not bad.
Nope. But why don't you tell everybody about HCW? Tell them to go like them. What's their handles again? HCW Live.
HCW Live 23.
23 on
all social media platforms, including Patreon.
And $5 a month gets you
Everything.
VIP access to HCW everything. And also visit our other sponsor, Rage Beef Jerky. They are the world's best beef jerky.
Self-proclaimed.
No, they're the world's best beef jerky that I've had.
Self-proclaimed.
And that I've had.
Same for me.
But you can save money by using promo code Chubby at www.ragebeefjerky.com. And don't forget to like us on YouTube. Follow us on Facebook at the Chubby Buddy Studio, and also on Instagram, TikTok, and anywhere else you listen to podcasts like Spotify, Apple Music, iHeartRadio, and all the above. Love you, buddy.
That was you.
Later.
It's fun. Bye.